Right, hi there everybody. I'm going to show you guys a very simple little bait today, but a very effective bait. We are so caught up these days with fishing with circle hooks and making baits around circle hooks that we often forget that there's still a place for J hooks and building certain baits around a J hook. Now this specific bait is one that you really need a J hook for. It's a bait that looks very natural, is a very natural bait and very easy to do. It's a bait that works well for your edible fish in the reefs or on the beach or in estuaries. So it's, as I said, a very simple little bait where I use a whole prawn, rig it up, keep it as natural as possible, and it's a very effective bait as well. Alright, so obviously when we do edible fishing in South Africa, we always try and get the freshest bait we can. So as usual, make a bit of effort to get some fresh bait. Getting fresh bait will just increase your chances so much of getting good quality fish. So here I've got quite a nice prawn. It's not 100% fresh, it's been frozen, but as you can see it's still got nice color, it's still a bit slimy, so it's good enough for edible fishing. And I'll show you guys how I'm going to rig this prawn up so it stays natural. I'm not going to take the shell off or take the head off or anything. I want to keep it in its natural form, present it as natural as possible, so if the fish sees it, he thinks it's a prawn swimming around, and they'll just increase your chance of getting a bite. Alright, so let me show you guys how I'm going to rig it. As I said, very simple and very effective. Okay, so what I've done, I've got a J hook. Like I said, I want to use a J hook on this specific bait. A circle hook might work, but it's just very difficult to feed a circle hook through the bait like I'm going to do it. So I like presenting this bait on a J hook. It's also nice and hidden away in the bait and you can't see it very easily. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to grab my prawn, I'm going to take the hook and I'm going to thread it into the prawn from behind. So basically push it into the prawn as deep as possible, and then I'm going to thread it through, pull the hook out again, and then I want to thread it from the sort of the middle of the prawn and come out in the head section like that. Take your nylon, pull it back. Alright, so as you can see there, I thread the hook through from the back of the prawn, came out the middle, put it back in again, and came out the head. So the hook is quite tight here, but I'd really like to just tie it down a bit so it can't move when I cast it. So what I've done is I've got a little toothpick here. So in order to get our hook to be nice and firm in the bait, I'm going to take a toothpick, and I've actually taken my knife and I worked the toothpick down a bit to make it thinner, and I'm going to push it through the eye of the hook into the prawn, into the back of the prawn, so it's nice and tight like that, and the hook's nice and firm so you can see it doesn't move around. I'm just going to take my scissors and then cut the toothpick off so you don't see the toothpick. Alright, so I'm just going to grab my scissors, cut the toothpick off so you can't see it, and then to secure the bait I'm just going to take a little bit of cotton. We're going to keep this as natural as possible, so we don't want to put a lot of cotton in, but where we put that toothpick through, I'm just going to put a little bit of cotton around the toothpick to keep it in place so it doesn't fall out when we cast the bait. So just around the toothpick like that, and then I'm going to put a few winds around the head, keep that in place. And then I'm going to go back to the back end of the prawn, and where we started, threading the hook through the prawn, I'm going to secure it there. Take the cotton back and just finish it off with a few half hitches around the hook. And there we go. Alright, so that's our simple little prawn bait, looking quite natural. The hook's nice and secure, so it won't spin around when the fish tries to eat it. And as I said, natural looking bait, but very, very effective. Obviously when you're casting this bait, you're not going to cast it extremely hard because it's quite a delicate bait. You're going to lob it softly, get it into the right zone, and I'm sure if you can present your bait like this and the right species around, you're going to catch the fish.